Okay, welcome. Happy Thursday, everyone. You are in the Mortar Minutes webinar, learning how Mortar works this morning. I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera on, but please know that all cameras are off and mics are automatically muted. So don't worry about that. Just sit back and tune in as we walk through the site today. If you have any questions throughout this demo, you can throw your questions right in the comment feature, and we're going to leave time at the end. As long as we don't get too chatty throughout the demo, we'll leave time at the end to answer questions or follow up after this with responses to those. So, all right, Amy, I'm going to go ahead and start my video. You can do the same.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. This is always a good time when we're together. So looking forward.
Yes. And we're matching teas this morning for Mortar.
Yeah, I know. When you said we get too chatty, are you referring to me?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. It's usually me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everyone. My name is Abby Murray. I am CEO and co-founder of Mortar, and we are pumped to be able to share this platform with you and the industry. So we will get started here. Amy, you want to give a quick intro?
Sure. Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Amy Petersen. I'm also co-founder of Mortar, and I am Chief Sales Officer. So great.
Yes. Well, today we are going to be focusing on how to adapt your marketing efforts within the commercial construction and design industry through a more digital approach, really reaching your customer where they are today, and ultimately growing your business by getting your products and getting your services in front of decision makers online. And 80% of the decision-making process is now done digitally. So this is not new. The shift to digital is definitely not new, but today's B2B buyer has really become more consumerized. Over the past 5 years, we've seen this, what you call consumerization of the B2C, B2B model that's kind of blending together. And the pandemic has only accelerated this need for digital access to your products and services in the most efficient way.
Yeah, that's so true. So, really, so what does that mean? So today's company within this industry spend 80% of their marketing dollars on traditional methods. So think going to trade shows, shipping samples, print ads in industry publications, word of mouth, all of those things. And so, but their buyers, which is everyone who's watching today, that's your target audience, are spending 80% of their time selecting products and pros online. So it's just math, something I say, Abby, my husband says to me too. So Mortar was designed to provide you a more organic way to reach your new customers where they are today, which is online.
And our backgrounds as founders are in marketing, construction, and design. So we have personally experienced the pain. Literally, Amy broke her ankle lugging heavy samples into a client meeting. But we personally experienced the pain and inefficiencies with the design process and this industry. And so we built a more digital, more efficient, and more sustainable way to be found for your work.
And actually a whole lot lighter way. So no more heavy samples, a lighter way.
Yes. So in its simplest form, Mortar is a search engine for project inspiration, for products, for professionals, all within the commercial construction and design industry. It really simplifies and modernizes the sourcing process for everyone involved in creating a commercial space. Companies showcase their work in project and installation photos to be found by the users or your target audience that's online searching for those solutions. And so today we have over 10,000 unique companies using Mortar, many recognizable names across different companies. You see commercial real estate companies, developers, designers, architectural firms, engineering firms across the board that are creating over 10 million connections since launch with the companies that are showcasing on our site. We also work with all of the major A&D associations and AEC associations that have leveraged our platform to deliver a more sustainable and more efficient platform to meet the demands of their over 200,000 members. So we have 1,400 companies showcasing today. That's where you come in. You'd be part of that group. And then we have about 20,000 commercial pros that are hitting the site every month, creating those connections with the content that is really lead generation for you as you see how they engage with your content. So we'll get into that a little bit. But Amy, if you can kind of talk through the two sides of our platform and the audience so they understand how that works, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. When we talk about Mortar, we talk the showcasers and the searchers. So, who is using our site? Those are our users, which are our searchers. Those include, you can see here, so architects, product manufacturers, general contractors, but also developers and brokers, facility directors, all of those that have a need, have a project they need to execute. They're coming to mortar.com and searching. So then we say, who should showcase on Mortar? Who should showcase their company? Who should showcase their projects and products? It's again, that same audience. So think of architects, product manufacturers showcasing their products, general contractors, subcontractors, engineers, dealers, manufacturers, reps, all showcasing their products and services on Mortar in finished project photos.
That's right. That's right. Well, I think we get to the fun part, which is showing them how it works in real time. So Amy, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to let you take over the screen and let's just jump to mortar.com.
Sure. Always scary when I'm sharing and driving, you guys. So let's see. What do you guys see right now?
We see mortar.com. Awesome. Okay.
I got there. That's, you never
Got
know.
there. So Amy, say, let's do a designer journey and say I'm a designer and I'm kicking off a workplace project. How would I use Mortar and how would these companies that are here today get found for that search, for example?
Okay. So, all right, I'm going to go, let's say I'm a designer developer, just like you say, and I'm coming, as we're getting back into office, we've had a lot of conversations with people that are remodeling, revamping their offices to get their teams back in, et cetera. So this is a fun example that is really timely. So what's really great about Mortar is think of the new customers you want to get in front of that are coming to the site and searching. They're not searching for you by company name necessarily. They're not searching for you by product type just yet. We're top of funnel, early in the shopping phase, getting these companies introduced. So right away, I type in open office designs, and this shows our users, our searchers, how they can find companies like yours. They can right away see that they can search in finished photos. So finding those installation images, they can also choose to search by the pro type who are providing the service. I call those the dream teams, bringing these spaces to life. They can search product manufacturers over here in brands. They can filter by sector. They can filter by location. So all the ways you want to get in front of that new audience. Most of our users jump right into the installation images. I call this the eye candy of the site. It's just beautiful. Makes me want to redo our office every single week, Abby, every single week. So as soon as you click into the inspiration feed, the photos will populate. And again, you see that our searchers and users can filter accordingly if they choose to. I do think it's important to show some of the sectors that we have on our site. Everything on Mortar is non-residential. So any other sector that you serve, as long as it's non-single family homes, they're found on Mortar. Multifamily, senior living, mixed use, that type of housing is on here, but then all of these other categories. And then they can filter accordingly by space, product type, pro type. These are the pros, again, that are providing those services. So if this fits you, you should be on Mortar today, get on. And then the certifications, which is really fun. These are our sustainability certifications. And so this has been really just a feature that our users are just really glomming onto, for lack of a better word. They can search project level certifications. They can search product level, which has really been, it's all in one site that they can find these type of projects, service providers and pros, all in finished images here. So I like to choose that. It's fun to see what populates. We pop into the feed here, Abby, and you can see that the images start populating. I can pop into one. And why don't you talk a little bit about what happens on this enlarged photo view? So again, keep in mind 3 clicks. Here's where we land.
Yeah, this is really the information behind the inspiration is really the magic of our platform. So as you open these photos, you see the company that featured their work. You see the information about the project. You can see certification flagged here for the company and the project level. You can see project contributors that contributed to the space, all tagged within this same view. And again, this is exactly where you want to show up as a company, as these searchers are out there spending 80% of their time just vetting solutions. You need to be top of mind, and this is where those search results matter quite a bit.
And so you can scroll through the images, and if you choose to just go through the page accordingly, you can start just scrolling down till you find one that speaks to you. Click into an image as they populate. And so that's really where it's, let's just click into one here, Abby. I'm going to click into this one.
Yeah, so this would be, okay, this is human scale. This is a product that is a brand that is featuring their products. You can see green and white tags used to signify eco-friendly product solutions that you can then source and specify for your own projects. Here, all of these engagement opportunities that you see on this full photo view, or the information behind the inspiration, are all tracked by our platform. So when we talk about connections made, this is what we're talking about. They can follow a company here, they can message a company here, they can download specifications right from the product tag, they can message a brand right from the product tag and access more information through more product info buttons. You can request samples through this, you can download BIM files, whatever is loaded within that brand tag. You can like, you can share, you can save this photo to your own design room. So me as a designer, I have all of the information that I need from one single view without ever leaving my desk, without ever leaving my computer or my mobile device. We have an app too, so all of this information is readily accessible. And then these connections made through this engagement opportunity are all reported back to you and report the ROI that you're investing in this platform. So pretty powerful to see how this level of engagement can translate to dollars for you in the future.
Right. That's something that I really love, that given my past experience in this industry, that lead gen reporting that Abby just mentioned, that you're finding these users and searchers that are engaging with your content. When we report that back to you, the value of that, I just think of the ways that you're currently marketing where you have no idea if that's working for you or not. So pretty exciting feature that I think everyone should be utilizing for the dollars. So I'm going to just scroll through the image. Looks like Abby, am I the only one that lost Abby on there? You're stuck with me now. So I'm going to click through to a next image, which is stall construction. So this happens to be a general contractor. And this is the image that they provided for this project for MSR design. You can see here they've also tagged HuffCore, which is another feature that they can do on our site, is download a BIM file. Send a message again, go get more product information. And again, we talk about that dream team that you tag. And so here we have In Unison Design, and I could click over. So really it's that network effect that we're getting where someone has come and is clicking through the image, has found stall construction. Now they could get introduced to this design firm. And so you can click and get introduced to In Unison Design as well. So really getting found for the network that you have, that the relationships that you have built during your tenure in your career, is saying like, I'm not sure I'm familiar with stall. I've heard of In Unison Design. So now I can click over to stall construction. And this is what a company profile is. And so the company profile is really what we're talking about here. Any of the companies that subscribe on Mortar, you get a company profile. So this is really the nuts and bolts about your company, that as our users come to the platform and are engaging with you and finding your project photos, click in to learn more. So all of this information here is put together by, if it's any of our paid tiers, We have dedicated customer success managers that really support the build out of your profile, which again, I'll say, before launching MORTAR, the company that we did not have the bandwidth or the team to really take on more efforts. And so take advantage of that CSM that's on our team, all their knowledge to build this out and get you found for the services that you provide or the products you provide. And what's really powerful about this About section too, keep in mind that's part of that keyword search that our users and searchers do, but also weaves in your own SEO. So that's really a strength to the profile that people don't always realize.
Yeah. And I think I'm back. I don't know, my Zoom crashed and then it came back open. So
I can always talk forever, as you know, Abby. I can talk without.
No, people probably didn't even notice I was gone. So that's good. But yeah, toward the bottom of the profile is really amazing because this provides connectivity to other products that you've been tagged in, other projects that you've been tagged in. And it's really this digital word of mouth to allow you visibility from the projects that you've contributed to, as well as tag others in projects that you're featuring through this tagging mechanism that Amy showed you in full photo view. This is all fed into the bottom of your feed. And now you're able to give credit where credit is due, and you're able to receive credit for other people who are tagging you, and that credibility grows visibility, of course, and that visibility grows opportunity for you as a company to get found and ultimately get spec'd or hired for the project.
Right. You know, for anyone that's joining us today, I'm sure you felt this same pain point. If you reach out to a potential new customer and you're telling them about the products or services you offer, and they're like, well, I'm not familiar with your company. Maybe they're like, I'm not sure you can handle the scope of our work. By tagging your network here, and once you're on MORTAR, you can be tagged and you can tag. So it's that whole fun networking effect we talk about, but it's really building that credibility. So keep in mind that 80% that is searching online, they're searching. So they're going to see this before they ever talk to you. So make sure that you have this accessible to those online searchers who are saying, I'm not familiar with your company, but I see that these are who you work with. I'm going to reach out and want to learn more and give you that opportunity for that conversation at the table. So what's really fun about that also is you think of how that works. Now I've come here, now I can hop over to another profile. So let's say I want to look for in my open office designs. I found a contractor I'd like to work with. Now I want to go and look into Hayworth and see if I can find some seating or some products that interest me. So I can click right from that profile into part of my network. So you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Let's all, what do we say? All boats rise in high tides. So let's get found for each other here. Yeah, so we can click in, Abby, right over to the showroom of Hayworth and start to see some of the projects they've done.
Yes, yes. And this, as a product manufacturer, this is a similar view to the profile that you would have out on MORTAR, and all of your showrooms would be populated with installation imagery. So now you're inspiring other designers and architects and developers for the spaces using your products and getting your products seen, not lookalike products, because the information wasn't there. And so now Hayworth has this beautiful project showcasing Clemson University, and they've tagged their own products within the space, which is smart too. They've tagged the project contributors, Perkins and Willis design firm, Turner is the construction company, and you kind of get a feeling of how this whole network works in your favor as you grow your visibility online.
Absolutely. And I just want to play off something that you said, because that's a commonplace comment that we've heard from our product manufacturers. Customers, developers, designers, they're printing off an image if they find it, or putting it into their inbox and shooting it off. And they're saying, can you find me a product like this? Well, we don't want a product like this. We want this product. So make sure that your product is tagged. And if they're using your image for their inspiration, we want them to also spec your product. So that is a real strength of ours.
Yeah, yeah. Amy, I think we've given a nice little mini tour of, really quickly, mini tour of the platform. So let's head to the How It Works for Companies page. This is a great resource for you as you hop off this demo, share it with others. take a look at this page. All of our tiers are listed at the bottom, but before then, you're going to see sections that kind of talk through the highlights of what we've demoed today, the value it brings to your company through tagging, through meeting new leads, through those connectivity opportunities that your target audience is engaging with over the course of their buying journey. And then at the bottom, it is a listing of all of our tiers available. So at the very least, you're going to want to start with a basic profile that is free to you. Premium, Enterprise, and Marquee are separated by 3 things: service, advertising, and reporting. Each of these tiers is provided a CSM who will help with your onboarding experience and really help train you on how to create your profile and get those project galleries and showrooms populated with tags, and making sure you're showing up and optimizing that profile for relevant search results. And then the reporting piece comes into play with all 3 as well. So you're going to get data reporting and lead gen reporting based on those connections made with your content. Who is engaging with what content? What are they doing? And now you're going to get a CSV file on a monthly basis with those leads that you can just import right into your CRM and continue dripping on, and really see how that sales funnel works and converts into a paying customer. And then for the Enterprise and the Marquee, the unique piece of these is the advertising opportunities embedded right within the subscription. So the Enterprise receives a $3,000 credit, Marquee receives a $6,000 credit, and those Mortar Plus credits are advertising feature placement throughout the site. Maybe you want to show up first for a specific filter, for a specific search, for a specific pro type. You can be featured on our site through native placement in various feeds, on the homepage, through our social channels, and we have a whole media arm that you can also be featured in through our editorial content on the forum. And our editorial team writes content, publishes it out to over 40,000 industry pros within our database. We are about half of the cost per CPM. If you're familiar with advertising, our advertising talk and chatter, we're about half the CPM of others. So it's a really, really excellent opportunity for you to get more visibility from our audience and what we call a pure commercial audience. As Amy mentioned before, nothing residential. So you're not going to have to filter out some of those B2C type connections because we are purely B2B. So you're going to get pure results and the right type of leads and visibility for your work.
Right. And, just keep in mind for all of you that have joined us here today, that these are our annual prices for this subscription. Yes. And I just, put that in perspective. If you don't have a marketing in-house team at your company, let us be that extension of your team. Let us help you. Let us build that profile for you and get you live on our site. If you don't have enough bandwidth, you guys are stretched to the max, let us help you. But these are annual. So think of some of the ways that you're using your marketing dollars, just to put it in frame of reference for you. If you're taking advantage of maybe some local sponsorship activities for a 1-hour happy hour or a 1-day trade show, this is all year long, 365 days a year. So, and that's where your buyers are at. That's where your customers at. So seems like a perfect fit to me, Abs.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely.
Yep. So,
I think, let's go ahead and open up the Q&A. Let's see, we have one coming in. Do you help your members with completing their tagging? And do you incentivize your members to increase their tags per project? That is an excellent question. And the answer is yes, depending on the tier. So if you select the Premium, Enterprise, or Marquee tier, yes, our CS team supports the completion and onboarding experience for your profile, and that includes tagging. And we'll teach you how to do that, and you get a certain level of support in making sure that those profiles are optimized year over year.
Right.
Let's see, incentivize members to increase their tags. Yes, we do favor results, and our search algorithm favors results for more tags, because what we're trying to do is better serve our users that are out there searching. And so the more content they're able to capture in a single photo, the better their experience is. So those search results favor more content within, which includes tags. So that's a great question as well.
Right.
Any other questions out there? Please go ahead and submit. Go ahead, Amy.
Yeah, I had received one here that had come to me, and it was, how are you different than other online platforms? Well, that's a loaded question. There's a lot of online platforms. So it depends which one you're referring to, but really, there really is no platform like Mortars. So we, again, are that top of funnel, and we're catching those decision makers and those buyers early in the shopping phase and letting them filter down to find your company, to access your BIM file, to order your sample, to download a spec. So really, what's the power of Mortars? Catching them early and getting them into your funnel so that you can nurture that lead and hopefully get the hire or the spec. So that's really the difference that Mortar brings.
All right, I'll take the next one. This is a fun one. What projects are featured in the photos on the walls behind you?
Oh gosh, I used to know that.
I know, that's what I was going to say. I didn't even want to read it because we did used to know this, and we don't.
Put it, but I should put a tag on my photo. I should literally put a tag on my photo so that
you should.
Is shoot.
Yes, but I will say that we have all of our artwork, aside from our background walls here, all of our artwork throughout the office is artwork inspired from Mortar photos. So we have the Kemp's office space, for example, featured in our space. And it really brings color and life to our own office, being inspired by the work that inspires all of the people who use Mortar. So fun question, but unfortunately, I don't remember which one this.
I don't either, but we used one for Mortar. When we refurbished this corporate office, we used Mortar for inspiration to find products and pros. So we tried it out for ourselves, you guys. So yeah.
So if you do search mortar.com, you can find our office space, and I bet we have probably the most tags of anyone. So we need to be beat out there, because every single product used within our space has been tagged and inspired by the work that was showcased on Mortar.
And
go ahead, Amy.
I was going to say, we have some really fun testimonials that we continue to hear from companies that are showcasing on Mortar. So for those of you that are, some of the attendees today, I know are on our platform, if you have stories to share, we sure encourage that. It's been really fun to hear about the projects they've been awarded, products that they've had spec'd, and connections that they have made from their visibility on Mortar. So love to see that and hear that.
Absolutely. A couple questions. Yes, the presentation will be available and accessible to share with your teams and other stakeholders in this decision. We will be sending that out. It usually goes out the next day within about 24 hours. So watch your emails and you'll receive this after the fact. If there are any other questions, we will also provide our email addresses within that follow-up so that you can ask away to both Amy and myself. Keep in mind, there's a chat feature right on the bottom right there. Amy, you can click that. There's a chat feature there, so you can also ask questions anytime right through the site. And we look forward to seeing you online and hearing from you. Thanks so much for your time today.
Great to see you. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.